Hey guys, Slimber here, and I am back as of today, and I'm going to upload whenever the fuck I want instead of being scheduled, and I'm going to upload whatever the fuck I want. It could be political content, it could be fucking random shit like making fun of the TLC guy I did in the last video. It could be fucking anything. Ah, fuck. I'm not redoing this, fuck you. Anyways, this is somebody I've wanted to make content for maybe a couple months on. I don't know if you've heard of Destiny. He's kind of like a neoliberal fucking. He's kind of like a. He's kind of like the neolib version of Vosh, where I guess, I don't know. He's been always very hostile towards progressives, like myself, or socialists, I guess would be the word better. I don't like the term progressive. It's very fucking vague, and that's why people like Biden have been able to take it, or like Buttigieg is a better example because Biden, I mean, even in the vague sense it isn't a fucking progressive, but like yeah, Buttigieg for example is able to take it and spin it, even though he's not really that progressive, but he could say, "Oh, I'm the most progressive candidate if I win," or something like win the primaries or some bullshit. Anyways, we're gonna do a video on Destiny, and I might do a couple others, one on Vosh, maybe another PragerU one, and some random fucking shit in between. So, anyways, I think I've gone too far along with the intro. So here you go. We're gonna start with this.
I don't know if they eventually wanted to bring it up, but so Obama, the guy that used to be our president, I don't know if any of you guys remember him. Barack Hussein Obama was his name. He was president from 2008 to 2016 ish. So that guy actually came out and wrote an article recently. Now I know we hate Obama because he's a shitlib piece of fucking black guy that's not for socialism or whatever.
We hate him because he ran on hope and change. He also said a lot of shit he didn't get done. That's why we fucking hate him. Hey, remember when he said the NSA? I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think he said he was going to get rid of the NSA. I'll play the clip here.
This administration also puts forward a false choice between the liberties we cherish and the security we provide. I will provide our intelligence and law enforcement agencies with the tools they need to track and take out the terrorists without undermining our Constitution and our freedom. That means no more illegal wiretapping of American citizens. No more national security letters to spy on citizens who are not suspected of a crime. No more tracking citizens who do nothing more than protest a misguided war. No more ignoring the law when it is inconvenient. That is not who we are.
And then he had one of like the biggest NSA scandals in 2013.
But I think it's important to recognize that you can't have 100% security and also then have 100% privacy and zero inconvenience. We're going to have to make some choices as a society.
Right. However, for the rest of us that aren't socialists, there's a lot of interesting stuff to read here when we talk about like how can we end police brutality and how can we blah 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 blah. Okay, I want to get one thing perfectly clear to you guys, okay? And it has been maybe the single largest revelation that I've had in my very short political career of 4 to 5 years, okay? Are you ready? Here it is, okay? God damn, okay? Level 1, democracy works. If we just vote, we can get what we want.
I agree to an extent, because I think the fundamental idea of a democracy works, and I don't think you can get much better than a democracy. Because, I mean, what's the fucking alternative? A totalitarian system where the government picks your fucking choices for you? Obviously, shit idea. However, our democracy doesn't work, and there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, we have a two-party system. Our media fucks it up. I mean, goddamn, they tried to tell us Joe Biden with fucking dementia, who fucking rapes women, who says shit like Obama was the first articulate and, did I pronounce that right? Articulate and clean black person is more electable than the guy who wants to get you health care. to get you to vote for him. That's where our democracy falls short. And then this two-party system makes it fall short because you end up getting the option of lesser evil versus lesser evil, just like you've done last time, just like you've done this time. And I don't know if 2012 was really lesser evil versus lesser evil. It was just more of two massive disappointments versus each other. I didn't mention this in this part, but I also wanted to bring up where I guess money in politics makes things fall short. Because you may get somebody who runs on things like just like, and this is Obama's the perfect example of this. You may get somebody who's going to tell you he's going to do this, and Trump's an example of this too. But I'll explain where the difference is in a second. But you may get somebody who says, "Okay, we're gonna get change. We're gonna end all the wars." But then the military-industrial complex comes and gives them a bunch of fucking money. And then they're like, "We're going to get you universal health care." But then the fucking healthcare companies give them a bunch of fucking money, so they don't want to do it. And let me explain right here. Trump, that would go for the military-industrial complex. He promised a lot that he was going to get us out of wars when he was campaigning. And, well, he's threatened to start a lot of wars since he became president. Fuck, I can't speak today. But, and you could probably blame that a little bit because the dude's a fucking psycho. But he's also gotten some money from the military-industrial complex. Obama said he was going to get us out of Afghanistan. He did get us out of Iraq. I have to give him credit. Way too late, but he got us out of Iraq. And he said he was going to get us out of Afghanistan. Never did. You know why? The military-industrial complex gave him too much money. Money in politics fundamentally breaks democracy.
Level 2, corporations and the media and everybody run democracy, and there's no chance of getting your vote, blah, 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 blah. Level 3 is actually... No, actually, our democracy actually works really fucking well. That's what happens. The reality is that our democracy is actually working perfectly well. People just don't fucking vote.
But why would they? When they get a candidate they like, here's an example I just brought up before. Obama or Trump, they see it and they hear, I'm going to get all this change. And they don't do shit when they get into office. And then you get a candidate like Bernie Sanders they may like, but then they get rigged out of the fucking primaries against somebody like Hillary Clinton. Why would they want to vote at that point? You know what? Also throw Bill Clinton under there too. He fucking said he was going to get a lot of shit done that he didn't fucking do.
That's it. It's actually that fucking simple. The current mayor of LA, Garcetti? I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Garcetti. This guy won in a landslide. 86% of the vote, okay? Do you know how many people voted? 20% of people in LA voted for this guy. 20% of people in LA voted. 86% of those 20% voted for him. And guess who's voting? Guess who the 20% of people who are voting are? It's not young people. That's for fucking sure. It's old, wealthy, affluent, fucking white people.
And you're right about that. Young people need to get out and vote. It is a fucking issue. They need to get that mentality that boomers have where it's like a civil duty to vote. I mean, that's why Bernie Sanders lost to Joe Biden. Is because fucking young people didn't get out and vote, and all the boomers fucking voted, and they voted for fucking Biden because... Well, I don't know, there was, studies that were or polls or whatever, where they were like, I actually support Medicare for all, but I don't think it's electable. Which, by the way, is fucking stupid. If you support it, and a mass majority of other people support it, then it's goddamn electable. How stupid can you be? This is a side note, has nothing to do with destiny, it's just something that I'm sick of fucking hearing.
If you're a politician and you want to win re-election and your voter base is a bunch of geriatric boomer wheelchair rolling around motherfuckers, what do you think they're going to focus on for campaign issues? Do you think it's going to be how they prosecute marijuana charges? Do you think fucking Alan Smith, the 72-year-old guy that's going to the hospital to pick up his type 2 diabetic insulin, do you think this guy gives a fuck about 3 strike rules, about zero tolerance policing, about police brutality? These people don't give a fuck. So the problem is that protesting is sexy, dude. If I can get fucking videos of motherfuckers running around getting domed in the head with gas grenades, of crippled people getting shoved over by the cops, that's some sexy fucking shit. It looks cool. It's awesome. I get to fucking talk about it, get my base riled up, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? None of it means anything. It doesn't matter. It actually just makes the public hate you more.
Does it, though? I mean, there's protests in what, like, every fucking state right now? The majority of people are like, what the fuck? Justice for George Floyd. A lot of people who weren't for Black Lives Matter are now for Black Lives Matter. A lot of people who were on the All Lives Matter thing were like, oh, I see where I was wrong now. They're not saying only Black Lives Matter. They're saying they matter too. So I'm with Black Lives Matter. It's clearly fucking working. Yeah, maybe rioting doesn't exactly help, at least to the small extent it does. If we can get it larger, and yeah, maybe I'll be fucking taken down from YouTube for advocating for this, but if we could get it larger, maybe it would. I mean, look at France. Whenever those people fucking riot, the government fucking flips shit and fucking caves in. And that's what we need our government to do. So don't get me wrong. There are people reasonably mad at the rioters, especially the people that are burning down small businesses and houses. Honestly, I don't give a shit if you loot a fucking Target. I don't give a shit if you're fucking throwing shit at the White House or flipping over fucking cop cars and shit. Fuck the cops. Fuck the White House. And Target, I don't really feel like fuck you, but at the same time, I don't care. You'll recover. But small businesses and people's houses won't just fucking recover. But the only people that are mad about normal protesters, like peaceful protesters, are bootlickers and fucking bootlicker. What was the other thing? Oh, bootlickers and fucking like really conservative fucking boomers. And there's not as many bootlickers as there was before.
It just makes you guys. It makes everybody look. If you want to effect with an E, if you want to effect real change in the United States, you have to get people to vote. That's it. That's the only way it's going to happen. Because no politician, not only will they not, they shouldn't. They should actively. That's good. Politicians should actively ignore non-voters. Because the only way that you win elections is by getting people to vote for you. And if the only people that are voting for you are people that don't give a fuck about police reform, guess what? You're going to do your protests, you're going to do your cute little riots and all that shit, you're going to stir up a whole bunch of blah, 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 and then everything goes back to normal. People pay some lip service to you. Maybe you get like some police chief fired, blah, 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 whatever. Nothing is actually going to change because you don't actually go out and hold any of the politicians accountable. You don't actually vote for people that are making criminal justice reform their number one issue. You get people that will pay lip service to get you people to get out of the streets and go back home, and then we go back to normal season. 20% of the population is voting. No one gives a fuck about any of your issues because your voice isn't heard at the ballot box. That's it. When I hear people say things like, I'm sorry, but when I hear people saying things like, oh, well, we tried voting, that didn't work. You didn't try voting, motherfucker. A fifth of you vote. And not even of you, of the people that complain. Because the people that complain they tried voting, disproportionately, those people don't vote.
Once again, what about Obama? They tried voting, and like I just said, Obama fucking switched all his policies when he became president. What about Trump? People want to change. I mean, I was not really for Trump. I wasn't really for Clinton, but I was more for her than I was fucking Trump, which says a lot because I can't stand Hillary Clinton. But people want to change through Trump. They didn't get change. Hey, people want to change through Bernie Sanders. Now, was he rigged in 2020? I haven't seen a lot of evidence to prove all of that, other than maybe the Iowa caucus with Pete Buttigieg running the fucking app. That was probably rigged, more than likely. But through at least the rest of the candidate campaign, no, he was screwed over by Biden and his supporters not coming out. But fucking, like, 2016, he was 100% rigged out of that. So, yeah, of course people don't want to vote, like I just said.
Like, notice how you never hear that? Notice how you never hear people that are 60 years old be like, well, we tried voting and we didn't work. No, because their votes are worth like 20 times as much because nobody else is voting. They feel like voting is extra fucking credit, dude. That shit is crazy for them.
Well, anyways, guys, it looks like he goes on to another point in the video, so I'm just going to end it right here. Anyways, like I said, I gave him credit where it was due with that more younger people need to come out and vote. But anyways, what'd you guys think? Leave a dislike, call me a fucking anti-democracy fucking retard in the comments, And yeah, Slimber out.